what the other one was like.
Kevin.
See, that's all.
love the idea she's right. Yeah.
Come on. You gotta walk all the way out to the end.
See how the postage just kind of hang?
I just want to get us. Out, going back that way. And this one.
Yeah, I said, I told you it was. And it's
hello, Sunset Lady.
Well, hello there, boy.
I'll tell you, that was it's very windy out there. You can't feel it here, can you?
No.
Very, hopefully, luckily, my hair looks good when there's a slight breeze.
Not a gale going.
It must be our welcome to springtime here, isn't it?
Yes, I was just going to tell you. Between 11:32 and 11:33, spring, sprang, or sprung.
I felt it because when I woke up, it was winter, and then like somehow, what time was it exactly?
You told me 11:32.
Oh, that's right. You're not supposed to tell that to the people. I felt it. I was just going. It's spring, but only in North America. In other places around the world, it's not spring yet.
Oh, okay.
So enjoy the rest of your winter from around the world. Hello to Gil watching us.
Hi, Gil.
We got Mary Beth.
Hi, Mary Beth.
And I see Barbara.
And Barbara.
And I saw a new name, CB Oyster Bay.
Oh.
He says he's
wow.
watching from the area.
Oh, wonderful.
Gil liked the puppy.
Oh, good. You got a puppy. Yeah, I saw a cute one, too.
What's on your mind, Sunset Lady?
Well, also, the first full day of spring is tomorrow.
I know, we talked about this before. Spring is today, and then people have to make a reference. They say, well, it's not a full day.
It starts today.
It starts, I love mathematics.
Yeah.
Spring starts today.
But it's not 24 hours.
Who made the clarification that, well, it's not really a full day of spring? That's tomorrow.
Right.
What did you say?
Well,
we're going back to which calendar tells us what the exact day of spring is?
I said blame it on the Gregorian calendar.
That's okay. I thought you said that. Yeah, I love Gregorian chant music and all that stuff. But no, it's beautiful. But as far as calendars are concerned, today, when I woke up, it felt like winter.
Oh.
And then as it was approaching noon-ish, I was like, it's spring.
Spring hit you. Huh?
Well, I thought it did sprung.
It did, or sprang, whatever.
It sprang then sprung.
Yeah. Spring, sprang, sprung.
Bingo. I'm not going to repeat that 3 times fast.
Neither am I. Fortunately for everybody. Okay, today is National Ravioli Day. We like that.
It's not even a Wednesday.
But I'm not so sure about this one. It's the Great American Meat Out Day, which is a push for plant-based meat. I say that's an oxymoron. Plant-based meat.
Should I tell the story about one time you came home from the store and you said, I want you to put this on the grill, Blackie. Should I tell that story?
What was that?
I told you, I said, this is like last year's story. And I said, look, I said, you want me to put this on the grill? I said, do you know what you bought? And I can't remember what the title was, but there was advertising. What I'm using your words here now. Meat-like?
Plant-based meat.
Yeah, plant-based meat. And you had bought plant-based meat.
By mistake, I'm sure.
No, you were like, hey, this is cheaper than the Angus. I was like, yeah, of course, it's because it's made out of soybeans.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you didn't follow through on it.
No, I was just like, I mean, I'll throw it in the grill and we'll see what happens.
I think we threw it out.
No comments.
Okay, now we'll go to birthdays. A better category. In 44 BC, Ovid, a Roman poet, was born, and he wrote Metamorphosis, hard to say, and it remains one of the most important sources of classical mythology. I didn't know that.
I studied mythology in junior high school, and I got a D.
Well, you didn't know Metamorphosis. Huh?
It was 2 terms. The first term I got an F. The second one I got a C, and they gave me a D, which means I passed. I had a terrible teacher. I'll be honest with you. I loved Medusa and Zeus and Hera and all these Poseidon. Yeah. All these characters are fascinating. But if you have a dull teacher, you know what I mean, a bad teacher.
Oh yeah, that happens.
That's the make or break, you know.
Okay, in 1906, Oswald Ozzie Nelson, American actor, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. He was the father.
I thought you were talking about Ozzy Osbourne.
No, Oswald was his real first name. They called him Ozzie Nelson. And it was the Ozzie and Harriet show.
Of course I know that show.
And that was before the other guy.
Way before, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not by that much.
In 1922, here's a good guy. Carl Reiner, American comedian, screenwriter, and he was on your Show of Shows and the Dick Van Dyke Show and the 2,000-Year-Old Man with Mel Brooks. and he directed the comic and the jerk, and he also was an author. And we just lost him on 2020 at 98 years old.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. No, that's 98's a good age.
He gave
I'll
us
take that one.
he gave us a lot of laughs. Let's put it.
No,
that
Carl
way.
Reiner's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he did The Jerk with Steve Martin.
Well, I think he directed it.
I didn't know that. That's cool. I
Yeah.
believe you.
He directed that, and
It's a funny movie, actually.
the comic.
No, he's
Okay.
a funny guy.
In 1928, Fred Rogers.
Now, was Carl Reiner related to Rob Reiner?
Yeah, father.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You finally hit a one on that one.
Yeah, I finally got it. Yeah, no, sometimes it rings a bell and I go,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Next subject.
You like to tie everybody in. In 1928, Fred Rogers, American children's show host, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. What a beautiful day in our neighborhood. We have it every night with a heavenly sunset. And he also...
Not to be confused with Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood from Saturday Night Live with Eddie Murphy.
No.
That was something different.
No, that was a takeoff.
Yeah.
And he put his shoes on, sneakers on, and a sweater.
No, it's a great. I grew up with it. It's a staple.
Okay. Fred Rogers received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and he was inducted into the TV Hall of Fame. So that's not bad.
No, he's
Even
great.
for-
They made a movie about him in the end. That was really great.
Yeah, I know, because he did a lot for the children, made them.
Not the children, for me.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I watched it with you.
I know you watched it with me.
And in 1936, Von Meter, American comedian and musician, and I bought the record, The First Family. Did you ever listen to that I had?
Say the name again? I was reading from the chat. I got distracted.
Von Meter,
That doesn't ring a bell.
The First Family.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, okay.
No, I got distracted because Gil 27 came in. She said, Rob Reiner, plant-based meathead.
Oh, there you
I thought that
go.
was clever.
I love it.
And I was giggling inside, so I
Thank
missed.
you, Gil. I'm glad you shared that.
That was a good one. Plant-based meathead.
Yeah, very good.
Touche.
I like that. I think she could have her own program, tell you the truth. Okay, now here's a good one for us. Robert, 1948, I didn't give the year. Robert Gordon Orr, who we know as Bobby Orr,
Yeah.
Canadian Hall of Fame in NHL, the National Hockey League as Boston Bruins.
What surprised me, he's from Canada?
Yeah,
I didn't really remember that, but I know he's from the Boston Bruins.
and they called him an ice hockey legend.
He was a goat.
You know, he took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say,
Oh, sorry.
of greatest hockey player of all times, and I said another goat.
Sorry, a great minds think alike. I'm glad you don't show me the script before, because
I
you know I'm
know.
not stepping on your lines.
I know. I understand.
I'm just being, we're working
like
here.
you said, great minds are on the same channel.
I'm quoting you.
Okay, he's 74 years old today. That's good.
Still kicking.
And
He's
he
young, actually. He's
he-
only 74?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he's also a defensive man.
All right.
A defense man, and he got many trophies and even got high scores for, he was supposed to be the defender and he did the scores.
No, he's
He
super
could,
famous.
He could do both. He's like a Larry Bird.
Here's a
Did
story.
everything.
Here's a story I'll tell you, just to digress, but it's on the same subject. The first time I went to Czechoslovakia, back in the days when it was called Czechoslovakia, they love American hockey. And they said, well, where are you from? And they didn't care that I was from America. I said I'm from Boston. They said, Bobby Orr.
Oh, they knew it.
They said, Boston Bruins. We love. There's a lot of Czechoslovakian players in hockey and Canadians. I didn't know he was Canadian though. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them come from there. They
Well, it makes
do know
sense.
how to do hockey up there.
They get ice-
They've got all the ice up
They
there.
get ice a couple more months than we do.
Yeah.
Well, in Florida we got nothing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You can't get them from.
There is one
Florida.
place. For anybody who hasn't been down here, there is one place in Tampa where you can go ice skating.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I said only one. That's it.
Well, I believe you. Okay, in 1950, William Hurt, American Academy Award winning for The Kiss of the Spider. I don't think I saw that movie.
I know
But
his
he was
name.
In The Big Chill.
That's where I know him from. Yeah.
And unfortunately, he just passed on March 13th. And he was going to be, 7 days later, he would have been, it was at 71. 7 days later, he would have been 72.
He's that young?
No, that's when he passed away.
No, that's young. 72, that's young.
Oh, that's true. We're saying.
I'm thinking about my own age.
Carl Reiner's 97.
I know. I'm not thinking, yeah, that's okay.
Okay, in 1958, Holly Hunter, an American actress, did broadcast news and the piano, and she's 64 years old today. Now, we're going to this day in history. In 1760, there was a great fire of Boston, speaking of Boston, and it destroyed 349 buildings. And I said, probably that was most of Boston at that time.
There was a lot of buildings.
This is like
what year?
1760.
Well, yeah, well, in those days, yeah, everything was made out of wood. There was no safety code and all that
Probably
stuff.
Probably wasn't even a city at that point. Well, in 1852,
A very large town.
Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin was published in Boston, speaking of Boston. And in 1930, American fast food restaurant KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, is founded by Colonel Harlan Sanders in North Corbin, not Corwin, but Corbin, Kentucky.
Now, I know a story. My father had a brush with greatness.
Oh yes, he saw him in New York when he was on a buying trip.
That's just. I remember that story and thinking to myself, that's cool.
I think he recognized the white suit.
No, that was part of the story. He was like, he was sticking out like a sore thumb.
Right.
It wasn't like he was trying to disguise himself.
The only one in New York dressed in a white suit.
You know, when famous people like Madonna or whatever, they're walking, they try to disguise themselves, and then the paparazzis find out it's them. He was in his trademark white suit and the hair and the bow tie, and
yeah, well,
that was definitely the Colonel.
He was probably selling chicken, you know.
He was selling chicken.
Fried chicken on the sidewalk. Okay, in 1942, after escaping occupied Philippines, General Douglas MacArthur vows to them, saying, "I came through and I shall return." And he did just that. And later they built statues of the general and his men there to commemorate what he did. So that was a happy ending.
That's nice.
To that.
Hey, I'm going to read the last thing from the chat here. Is Gil 27 says the first family record. She remembers that. Send us the link, okay? We Sunset Lady and I can watch it together. Send us a link for that one on YouTube.
Yes. Okay, now, as we're with our heavenly afterglow, I'll say good night to you, Blackie.
Sunset Lady, awesome show as always, and looking forward to tomorrow. You guys have all been great. Subscribe and ring the bells, and once again, happy spring.